Heard you interviewed today on K-Talk Air America, and one of the interesting comments that you made was that if we default on our loans, nobody's going to bail us out. But if the banks have a problem, there's a bailout. And it seems to me that this is deja vu all over again in terms of the savings and loan business in Reagan's era. And my question to you is, it's really just totally depressing and unnerving that our government does bail these people out. And I'm wondering if there's anything that citizens can do about something like this.
Yeah, they can elect people who believe in regulating these people on the front end so that you don't have to bail them out on the back end. You know, I recently assigned myself a review of Alan Greenspan's book because I wanted to read it very, very carefully, and it's in the current issue of the American Prospect. And what was so striking about that book was that half of it is a screed against the need for government regulation. You know, free markets are self-regulating. Government doesn't need to mess with free markets. They'll correct themselves. And the other half of it is Greenspan's memoir about all of the times he used the Federal Reserve to bail out failed bets by free markets. Now, how can you have it both ways? Well, if you rule the roost, you can have it any way you want, but there's a hypocrisy, and there's a lack of intellectual consistency. Either free markets regulate themselves and the government really shouldn't do anything, and yes, Alan, the Fed is part of the government, or if you think that markets run the risk of going haywire, you have a duty to regulate them on the front end and not just bail them out on the back end. So I think citizens can raise hell about this and elect people who believe in a managed form of capitalism rather than a predatory form of capitalism.
I agree with you, but it's something that I find all these economic discussions very interesting, but it's completely off the face of the debates as far as I can see.
Well, that's the problem. And I don't think it's that hard to articulate because it resonates with people's lived experience. You don't have to do this in algebra. You don't have to do this in 5-syllable words. It just popped into my head, you know, on that radio show this morning. If you default on a subprime mortgage, the Fed doesn't bail you out. But if you're Citigroup, the Fed races to bail you out because if it doesn't, the whole economy collapses. Now, that's something that anybody can understand, the hypocrisy of it, the double standard of it, and I think we need more political leaders talking like that.